Namaste viewers, welcome to Gnanadegula channel. Today in this episode we will try to understand the meaning of Gamaka. Gamaka is a word used in Carnatic music. You can call it as the soul of melodic expression. The expression gets very melodic when you use the Gamakas. So now let us go through a little more in detail about the meaning, the usage and other aspects of Gamaka. But before that, I request you to please like, share and then subscribe to my channel. Please do it. Then please post your comments in the comment box, which will be very helpful to you. We have been going through series of these kinds of words, so that the beginners can understand what is the terms, the meaning of those terms, the musical terms and philosophical terms, many things we are going through. Anyway, now coming back to this Gamaka. The word Gamaka, it is from the Sanskrit root gam. Gam means to go, to proceed, to move on, to move further. Of course, in music, Gamaka refers to the movement. The movement can be both, it could be oscillating, it could be upwards, it could be downwards, it could be sideways, all those kinds of things, all those kinds of movements. So, movement of or oscillation of swaras, oscillations of notes rather than playing or singing it in a plain manner. So supposing if you it is like very plain. This, when you use Gamaka to utter that syllable, utter that swara, it brings some depth, it brings some emotion, it brings some beauty, it brings some kind of soothness to the listener, soothness to the ragam, and making it more expressive and dynamic. Now, so Gamaka can be defined as the ornamentation or embellishment of swaras. Swaras means musical notes in a ragam. Instead of rendering a note, instead of like singing a note as a static pitch. The pitch is static, there is no change there, it is static. The performer, the musician uses Gamakas to add movement, oscillation, modulation, all these things. These variations make each ragam unique and it brings out the true essence of the ragam, true essence of the melody, and it enhances the quality of the music to the listener. So Gamaka is not merely an artistic choice. It is essential to the structure of many ragas, almost all ragas. Certain ragas cannot be identified at all without their characteristic Gamakas. In fact, if a ragam is sung or played without its proper Gamakas, it may lose its identity entirely. That is the beauty, that is the essentialness of this Gamaka. Of course, there are many types of Gamakas. To be very precise, there are 10 types of Gamakas, that is called as Dashavida Gamaka, each with a unique way of manipulating the swaras, or each with instead of manipulating, singing a swara. Some of the most common Gamakas include Arohana, Avarohana, that smooth transitions between notes instead of plain jumps. So Arohanam, ascending and descending movements. Andolanam, that is oscillation, a slow, deep vibrato effect. Kampitam, shake or vibrato. a rapid oscillation between a note and its neighboring frequency, a defining feature of Carnatic music. Like, this is Kampitam. Spuritam, forceful reiteration, a forceful repetition of a note with an emphasis on the attack. That is called as Spuritam. Jaru, that is gliding, a smooth gliding movement between two notes, similar to meend in Hindustani music, what they call meend in Hindi. Then Murchana, microtonal movements, a slow controlled modulation between multiple notes is called as Murchana. Dhalu, swinging movement, a wavering effect between notes often used to express deep emotions. This is Dhalu. So, like this, each ragam has its own set of Gamakas that define its character, and they must be rendered with precision. Otherwise, the beauty of that particular raga, that distinctively distinct raga will be lost. So, the importance of Gamakas in Carnatic music is it brings life to ragam. Without Gamaka, a ragam would sound plain and incomplete. Gamakas define the uniqueness of each raga. Enhances bhava, that is emotion. Different types of Gamakas help in expressing emotions such as devotion, joy, sorrow, tranquility. Some creates melodic fluidity. Gamakas ensure a smooth and seamless connection between notes, making the music sound more natural and expressive. Of course, this is essential for improvisation. Manodharma in Carnatic music heavily relies on Gamakas, especially in Alapana and Kalpana swarams. It differentiates Carnatic music from other genres. The extensive use of Gamakas, that is what makes Carnatic music more distinct from particularly the Western classical music, where notes are often played in a plain manner. The notes are plain. They are not embellished. They are not with Gamakas. So Gamakas, naturally produced in vocal music, they are also integral to instrumental performances. Instruments like the Veena, Violin, Flute, they are all well suited for rendering Gamakas due to their ability to slide between notes. In whichever manner you want to go up, go down, jump, then spuritam, all kinds of things you can do in Veena, Violin and Flute. The Mridangam and Ghatam also, though they are percussion instruments, there's not much of a room for them to do all these Gamakas. They also complement the Swaram variations by enhancing rhythmic expressions. These are what they do in the Gamakas. So certain ragams are completely dependent on Gamakas. Todi is rich in oscillations and slow Gamakas. Bhairavi, smooth glides and Kampita Gamaka. Varnam features both plain and oscillating notes. All these kinds of things. Some ragams, they sound similar if their plain notes, swarasthanas are compared. But their distinct Gamakas make them unique. So, to conclude on this Gamaka, it's not just an embellishment in Carnatic music. It is its very soul itself. It defines the identity of a ragam, adds emotion to a composition, and enhances the overall experience of the listener. Mastering Gamaka is very essential for every Carnatic musician as they transform simple notes into deeply expressive and divine musical experience. Yes, with this explanation on Gamaka, we conclude this episode. I hope this was quite interesting. As I requested you in the beginning, I request you once again to like, share and then subscribe to my channel. Please post your comments in the comment box. Please share with your contacts my videos. Thank you.